Welcome back everyone. Today we have a top list for you. This is a top 5 best cards in Standard. At least according to me. So, starting off the list is the hero himself. The hero of Dominaria. Yeah, it's probably the best mythic. He's only competing with another mythic, which is also on this list, I guess. He has all the hallmarks of a good Planeswalker. He can protect himself, and in one of the best ways that we've actually seen on a Planeswalker before. A non-land permanent hits everything, basically. That's the thing, when you have a Planeswalker, you really want him to be able to protect himself against anything that the opponent can throw at him. And I've never seen a Planeswalker that can do it as competently as Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. We've seen stuff which kills creatures, which bounces creatures, but this also, with his plus ability, draw a card at the beginning of the next end step, untap 2 lands, makes it so that you can protect him with counter magic, and you can remove something, so pretty much whatever you want to protect Teferi against, you can do it. And he's a very, very good, Planeswalker to protect. Of course he has the, gain value out of just drawing cards every turn. But you also have the emblem, which you're threatening with this. And the emblem is really, really dangerous. It doesn't kill your opponent, as some of the emblems do. It will take some time to be able to, get your opponent down to, 0 lands and 0 permanents. But it's good enough that if you get it off, you're very, very likely to win the game. And most likely your opponent is just gonna scoop. When they see you emblem Teferi, it's almost never happens that they stay in the game. Next card on the list. History of Benalia. Yeah, I have to, mention this. It's the card which makes Mono White and Boros such great decks right now, in my opinion. It's so hard to deal with, and that's the problem. Like, all the cards on this list have the same kind of thing. They either answer something really, really good, or they're really hard to deal with, and History of Benalia is really hard to deal with. When it comes out, the problem with this is you can't, even if you are keeping up, the only way to counter this is to have, a counter spell. If you're, sitting up with creature removal or even enchantment removal, it's not that good. Even if you kill the History of Benalia with a Mortify or something, they still got the token out of it, and if it stays around, it's just too much value and you're gonna take too much damage. You can't let it happen. So yeah, I think History of Benalia is amazingly strong right now, and it's really shaping the metagame to what it is. Here's another card that's shaping the metagame, Deafening Clarion. I think in the early days of the current metagame, we saw a lot of 4 mana, 5 mana removal, like a lot of Settle the Wreckages. I saw a lot of lists running 4 or 3 Settle the Wreckages. Now we're probably seeing something like 1 Settle the Wreckage. It's nice to have sometimes, but for the most part, you want Deafening Clarion, because you need to clear the board before the red mages, put you down to 1 life. Which can happen. Like, when you have Settle the Wreckage, they might as well have put you down to 3 HP and just be waiting to untap and bolt you a last time. That's how fast the red decks are right now. You really need this. Against the mono blue, you need this. Even against Golgari, I think this is good against Golgari. Most of their creatures, they can't even explore to get out of the range of this for most creatures. So you're gonna sweep most of their board with this. So yeah, amazing card, especially in Standard. Next card is Growth Spiral, and I think we're just seeing a card who's going to spiral out of control. Yeah, I know that's the worst pun I've ever... I don't know what I did there. Anyway, this card is amazing. It's a cantrip which ramps, and we've never seen that before, not that I know, at least in Magic, and that's why I think this will spread into other... I think if you're an investor and looking for something to invest in, Foiled Growth Spirals. That's my... I don't know, there may be $5 or $10 already, I don't know. But if there's like a few cents, which common cards usually are in foil, then I would consider, investing in this card, because I think this has a lot of potential. Not only in Standard, but even, in Modern and other formats that wants this kind of effect. The thing with Magic is that there's a lot of ways to progress your board, and usually you're doing that with creatures or maybe planeswalkers, sometimes artifacts, enchantments, but this gives you another way of ramping. And before this we've only had, you know, like enchantments which ramped us, and we've had some clunky sorceries, but having this instant speed and cantrip, so it replaces itself. Yeah, I think it's just an amazing card. We've already seen how strong decks that can run it, how much stronger they get with this, like Turbo Fog, which before was kind of a fringe deck, and now it's amazing. This and Wilderness Reclamation, and it's all suddenly a, you know, a deck to be respected, I think. Moving on, the last card, yeah, I have to mention this. I think this card is just something you want in every deck. If you can run it, just run a lot of negates. From my playtesting at least, I'm always looking for negates, and Essence Scatter doesn't hit the big creatures, so of course I'm not gonna run Essence Scatter. Negate hits everything, even in the creature decks. As I said, History of Benalias, there's a lot of nonsense like Gruul enchantments. There's always something you need to remove, or you need to protect your planeswalker, protect your creatures. It's always good. This card is always good. That's my opinion of this. And that's, I guess, pretty much true for every card on the list there. Every card on the list, in my opinion, if you put it in to your deck, you will make your deck better. Pretty much no matter what. In my opinion, if you can run it, if the mana base allows it, I guess. Yeah, that's why those cards are there, and those are my favorite cards right now. What's your favorite cards? Let me know in the comments. Signing out.